Yo, what's up guys? Welcome to today's video where it's going to be talking about the 60 card Infernoble list that I took to Gabe's Remote Duel Invitational or Gabe's Remote Duels tournament. He hosts one like generally every Saturday, and this was like the fourth one he's done. So today we're going to be going over the 60 card list that I played. But just before I do any of that, if you like the mat that you see on the screen, go to ImperiumDuelist.com and check out their products. They have this mat on sale, but they are selling really fast. I believe that this is like one of their limited and most popular runs, which is like the Millennium mat. And if you use pack 10 in checkout, you actually get 10% off. So definitely go check that out in the description box below. In terms of how the deck performed, I think it performed really well. Here are my matchups. I went 5-0 in Swiss. My first round was 3-Axis Dragon Link. My second round was Invoke Dogmatica. My third and fourth round were both Infernoble mirrors. But they were playing a different variation of the combo that in relation to what I was doing. And then 5 was Dragon Link. And then in top 4, top 8, I was first seed, so I played against Heroes. And then in top 4, I played against Dinos, and I lost in top 4. I played for 3rd and 4th place, and I played the Dogmatica Invoked player again, and so I ultimately ended up 3rd place. It was 32 players total. And yeah, I mean, it was a lot of fun, and I decided to take a different approach to the deck that I've been building, and the list that you'll see on Sam's channel. This is a slight, or like a different variation of that. I tried this list out on a whim, and locals is a good place to test, so I figured I try this deck out, and I'll talk about like what overperformed, underperformed, etc. You probably see that this is a different setup than my usual videos. It's because I'm currently live on stream recording this, so for all of those who are on stream, shout out to you guys for staying with me for like 8 hours of the tournament today. And yeah, huge shout outs to all of you guys, so they get to see the list first. If you're interested in, stuff like this where you get to see the list first, live gameplay, as well as like, analysis of like post-tournament, etc., definitely go check me out at twitch.tv/pack_official_TCG. I do this as much as I can on the regulars that I can, and I try to be as much informative or as informative as possible. I think this is like one of my favorite decks of all time, and I really want to, I guess, like help you guys pick up this deck if you are interested in doing so. So without further ado, we're gonna jump right into the profile. So we're gonna start off with triple Neospace Connector. There's not much to say. I mean, this card is really crazy. What's gonna be different than usual is the triple Neospace Aqua Dolphin. So the reason why I decided to max out Dolphin was because I had a theory that a lot of players were gonna play cards like Droll, No Material, just really weird cards against this deck, and so the best way to combat that is to play triple Neospace Aqua Dolphin. And this card, if you just go normal summon and then use its effect, it punishes players for trying to use cards like Droll or cards like No Material against you. So that's why like these cards are really good. Next, we're gonna be playing 2 Ogier. So instead of playing cards like Sublimation Knight or any of other cards like that, I decided to just bump up the Ogier count from my original list, which is at 1 to 2. I think that this is a way better normal summon than Ogier. I'm sorry, than Sublimation Knight, and so that's why I wanted to bump this count up from 1 to 2. So that's why. And then last but not least, Armageddon Knight. So you can see right here that I have 6 or 9 really strong normal summons in the deck. And I think 9 normal summons in a 60 card variant is the same ratio as like 5 in a 40 card variant. And so this is what I'm currently doing and playing for like the 60 card list that I have right now. The other cool thing about this list is that if you draw both like Neospace Connector and Aqua Dolphin, there's actually a really cool play that you can do that I can like go in depth towards the end of my video as well. So there's definitely that. Next, for the Fire Warriors, we're going to play triple Reynolds. Then we're going to play triple Oliver. And so the reason being, I wanted to bump the Reynolds count as well as like the Oliver count to 3. I think Oliver is always going to be 3 regardless, just because it's a card that lets you play through any hand trap on Isolde, except the Gamma, obviously. But basically, if you ever get hand trap by Solde, you can summon the Oliver and combo through it. And then you have the Reynold. So the thing with the Reynold is that this card basically is you play this card at 3 in the 60 card variant because essentially this card essentially is what helps you grind. You can special this back, add back DDR, and then just have like a really strong loop in progress. So this card is really, really powerful. I mean, like, it becomes an inherent tuner on summon, and it's an inherent special. So I like Reynold a lot. Then we're playing triple red layer. You play triple red layer because triple red layer plus dolphin, or like layer plus dolphin is like GG most of the time. It lets you rip out the gamma, and even if they rip out the gamma, you can extend with like an extra Reynold, or like you can extend with like Fireflint Lady, etc. So that's why like you max out red layer because it's just so crazy. The other cool thing is that in like a grind game situation where like you don't draw as well or they hand trap you to death, you can actually like summon red layer to add back the red layer in your graveyard and then keep that loop continuous so that you always have an extra resource every single turn, and that's really, really powerful as well. Then you play triple Fireflint Lady. It's a generic warrior extender, so there's not much to say about it. The cool interaction with this card is that like you can actually use its effect on the field, send it to the graveyard, special summon any level 4 or lower warrior monster from your hand, and so like you can actually like special summon an Aqua Dolphin off of like if you have like if you like for example if you open up Connector Dolphin and you go normal summon Connector, it gets Ash. Then you can like special summon Fireflint effect, summon the Dolphin from your hand regardless. Then Dolphin effect, look at their hand regardless through Ash or anything else. So like that kind of plays like really, really powerful. So yeah, there's that. Also, it lets you like Fireflint is really strong too because it lets you tutor out normal summons that generally wouldn't get you wouldn't get their effects. So for example, like Ogier and Armageddon. These are cards that get effects on normal summon, but they also get effects on special. So like if you open up Connector, like if you open up way too many normal summons, Fireflint lets you tag these cards out of your hand, and then that's also really, really resourceful and really powerful. So that's also another thing you should know about this about Fireflint. Then we're gonna play triple Gearfried. You play triple Gearfried because you play a lot of equips, and I also play a card in the main deck that gets a lot of equips in your graveyard, so that card is really, really strong. But this is like the last Fire Warrior you play. This card is like crazy. It lets you play through so much interaction, and it lets you out really problematic cards. Like for example, like this card can out Bane, it can out Winda. Like this card is just really, really powerful, and in the grind game, this card is just like so crazy. And then all like the quote unquote like the cards that are not optimal to draw, but if you do draw them, it's okay. So we have Despot, Plague Spreader. Technically the brick in the deck, Cold Wing. You have the Genba. This is okay to draw as well. I do consider Striker, but I think that it's actually more important that this is a Fire Warrior because of synergy with Reynold and synergy with Oliver. Like you can pitch Genba to summon Oliver, and then now you have a level 2 tuner in the graveyard, and that's really, really important for your combos. So, and then for hand trap count, I play 3 Ash, 3 Nib, 3 Gamma, then the 1 Driver, which is also the other card that's a pseudo brick on top of Cold Wing. It's not the greatest to open, but if you do, it's like okay. So I mean, Gamma is Gamma. It's really, really good in this deck because of DDR. There's so many times where I actually just DDR back the Gamma that when I Gamma them on their first turn, and that gets me access to a free tuner, so I play through an interruption on Solde. So that's really good synergy that not a lot of people catch on. Nib is like the best hand trap. A lot of other Infernoble lists actually don't really play well through Nib. That's why this Nib is really, really powerful. But Nib is just also like a really, really good hand trap against combo. And then 3 Ash because it's the most generic hand trap that like hits really awkward cards, and it hits the most amount of decks. So what I mean by this is like, if you're playing against Guru, this can stop a Red Eyes Fusion, Hidden City, like etc. Like it's just like a really good generic hand trap to have. That's why I like Ash. And like Ash on top of like a well-timed Ash is like really, really strong. So like I really like this card. And then we're gonna go into so that's like pretty much like the monster count. Then we're gonna go into like the spells. 3 tactics, and then you're gonna play 1 called by. Call by is 1 now, but just in case people D-shifter you want to have this in the main deck. Same with Gamma. A lot of people shotgun D-shifter or like all these crazy hand traps, so call by is really, really strong. Even though it is at 1, I still want to play this card. People forget how good call by is sometimes, especially when you already have full combo. I remember like there was a hand I drew where it was like Genba, Reynolds, call by and tax, and then like I just knew that regardless, Isolde was gonna resolve. So this is really, really good. Also, the other reason why call by is really strong right now too is because like a lot of people are not, I guess like they're not playing Imperm, and they're not respecting. I guess they're respecting talents. Like a lot of people are playing like a lot of regular hand traps like Ash, Veiler, etc. now, and Ogre. So like call by like is a really nice card if you draw it. More power 1-ofs, E-Telly, 1-for-1. I guess I'll start with Monster Reborn, Rhoda. These are all just broken in their own way. Just like really good extenders. 1-for-1 is actually really, really good. Like I like this card because 1-for-1 gets you Reynolds, and Reynolds in this deck, or in the way I play the deck, is actually a lot better than traditional list because you get back DDR, and DDR is not a once per turn. And like, so like 1-for-1 just like makes it also so that even if Fiber gets Ash, you can 1-for-1 and summon a Despot 001, so you still play through it. Reasoning. My theory on reasoning was basically that like, you can mill a bunch of equips and mix Gearfried live. You can also hit the Gearfried itself. You can also hit Dolphin because we're playing triple Dolphin. So like, most of the time they're gonna call 4. So if you hit a 1, which is a Reynolds, a 2, which is a tuner such as Gamma, or a Genba, or you hit a 3, such as a Dolphin, like this just makes this card really, really good. So that's the reason why you play reasoning. Triple Heritage of the Chalice, Rhoda, not much to say. For the equips, you play Smoke, Phoenix, double Living Fossil. The reason why I play 2 is because if you hard open it, this deck uses Living Fossil as an extender, not a combo piece. And that's a very important distinction between my list versus other lists that you'll see on YouTube, is that a lot of people use Living Fossil as part of as part of their combo to finish. I end on their same board without even needing to use Fossil as a combo piece. Like it just becomes like you use it as an extender to play through as many hand traps as possible, and that's why that's what I created the list to do, to play through as much as possible. Triple Durandal, I mean, not much to say. And then of course triple DDR. This card is really, really good because there's a lot of really cool plays you can do where like you can actually equip Oliver from the grave to like, let's say a Isolde. You can banish the Oliver, summon Gearfried, and now you have a DDR is automatic, like awkwardly live. So like even if they hand trap the Isolde, you can just like you can just activate DDR, bring back the Oliver, and then full combo through it regardless. So DDR is really, really good. It's definitely a very underrated equip. Like it's not once per turn, it doesn't negate the card it brings back, and it has really good synergy with access code. There's just a lot of applications of this that you have to get really creative with, but once you see how creative you can be with it, like this card is actually like really crazy. That's pretty much it for the 60 card list. In terms of the extra deck, I'll start off with the Synchros, and I'll start from level 3 all the way up. So Tatsunoko, Metal Marcher, Herald, Captain Roland, Double Power Tool, Omega, Savage, Charles, and then starting from the links, it's Link Cross, Double Isolde, Fiber, Aurora Dawn, and Access Code Talker. So the thing that's different from this list is I don't have Formal Synchron, but that was a card that I really miss all tournament. I still won the games without it because Smoke Grenade just is so broken, but if I had access to Formal Synchron, it would just make my life so much easier, and it wouldn't make me do a lot of awkward plays. And so I'm still thinking of what I want to cut for this Formal Synchron. It's probably going to be a second power tool. Because yeah, that's probably going to be the card that I'm going to be cutting. But every card here was really, really good. Nothing else I would change besides the second power tool for Formal Synchron. And then for the side deck, we have triple Droll Lockbird. This card is cracked. Against Dogmatica Invoked, if you Droll their Alistair, they don't get access to punishment. So you just kind of, if they don't get access to punishment, you just, it's one negate pass, so you can play through that. Skullmeister. It's really good against Dinos. And it's good against Ellic. So this card is just like a good hand trap to have. It's technically better than DD Crow because it stops miss and also like against like the Elic deck, they could chain Sanguine to Crow, but they can't actually chain Sanguine to like Meister. So that's why like Meister is really good. I like Meister a lot. Also, not that you would ever side for it, but like it can't be, you can't Dolphin Skullmeister generally, so it's kind of decent for that. For back row decks, Pank, Feather, triple Lightning Storm, triple Evenly Match, and then Red Reboot. I didn't really play against a lot of back row decks. It was a lot of combo mirrors, and so like the only thing I wish I probably should have played was this much, but then because I was playing 60, I wanted to max out on like back row blowout cards, and so like these were the cards that I chose to like play for that reason. In terms of like cards that I wish I had in the main deck, kind of was, I know I played only 9 hand traps in 60, which is the same ratio as playing like around 5-6 hand traps in a 40 card list. I felt like I probably could have fit in 6 more hand traps and then cut the ratios a little bit more, but I felt like playing all of this, like the way I played this variant was, it made it like not bricky at all, and it had a lower chance to see my 1-ups. I still did anyways, but that was kind of like the theory with 60. Like, I basically had a lower chance to see Colt Wing, lower chances to see Driver, but, you know, I still see them anyways. And play through as much interruption as possible because this deck is just straight gas. The only thing to consider was that I only played 9 hand traps, so, like, if I didn't open any, I just kind of lost. So, yeah. That's just, like, the only thing to have considered. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys, for the 60 card list. So you might be, yeah, so I had someone in the chat ask like, why no Dark Ruler no more? So the reason being, I don't want to play any blowout cards with related to combo decks because every combo deck right now is like looping a card out of your hand and seeing your card, and so it's just like, it's not as good to play blowout cards. Like, it's okay to play these blowout cards because trap decks can't see your hand. But like against the combo decks, you need to play as many hand traps as possible because when they loop your hand, it's just a wrap. So you just can't do anything. So yeah, there's that. That's why I think that I should have probably played 15 hand traps in the main deck, but I think 9 was okay. I still like saw what I needed. So I had no complaints with like 9 hand traps. I think Gamma and Nib were the most impactful, and like the Ash was like really good, well timed. And so, like, there's nothing I really, like, miss overall. Also, like, the thing about Ash is that it's good against under mid-breaker field, so that's also important to, like, note. Hey, guys, if you enjoyed this list, that's pretty much it that I'm going to be showing. In terms of, I might do, like, a quick little combo for you, but it's basically going to be, if you open up Neospace and, like, Dolphin, a cool thing that you can do is that, let's say you just have 3 blanks. And this is these 2 in your hand. So what you'll do is you can go like normal summon connector, summon a dolphin, use dolphin effect to dump the dolphin, look at their hand, connector's effect to revive back the dolphin, and then a dolphin effect again to look at their hand again. So you hand rip them twice before you even make a soul day. So that's like something that you can like do if you like draw that. So that's a cool interaction. And yeah, like I said, this was a test run, guys. It was like really fun to try a 60 card list. I played 40, 43, 45 before, but I like to test things before I say they're bad or good. And so, I don't know. I think like overall 60 performed pretty well. I had no complaints about it at all. The only thing I wish I had was more hand traps in the main deck. Just because I lost 4 dice rolls, in Swiss. So I only won 1 dice roll in Swiss. And, no, I won 2 dice rolls in Swiss. And if I had a hand trap, it just like would have made game 1s a lot easier. I mean, I still went undefeated in Swiss, but that's just something that I had in the back of my mind. And then for top cut, it's the same logic. I just wish I played more hand traps, just because not a lot of people are playing TTT, and no one's playing call by. So that's like my thing for it. Like, I definitely wish I had Imperm, Crow, Ogre, like definitely more hand traps in the main deck. And yeah, that's pretty much it, guys, for the list. And I'll see you guys in the next one. I hope you enjoyed the deck profile. Peace.